Welcome to the Brandon and Ryan Hour movie review. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ryan. And today is our full in depth review of Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan, that was released July 2023.
And written by Christopher Nolan.
Yep, starring Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon, apparently.
Apparently?
Apparently.
Pretty sure that, yeah, it's very apparent that Matt Damon is in the movie.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Great start to this show. If you're new to the show, this is our spoiler-filled movie review. If you haven't seen the movie, we're basically going to tell you everything that happens. So if you don't want to know that, save this video, come back after you watch it. If you don't care, hang around. Also, our spoiler-free movie reviews come out on Sundays. So if you want to go watch that, the link will be down in the description. And on Thursdays, we do other reviews, television, comic books, whatever we want to talk about. And if you enjoy the show, give us a like and a subscribe if you think you might want to come back and laugh at us some more. It'd be great. You can also follow us on Twitter at BRH Reviews. I think that's it. All right. You've been warned. Well, what did you think, Ryan?
Yeah, so overall, it's a really good movie. It was not what I was expecting at all. A lot more reviewing Oppenheimer's life. And, I mean, obviously, everybody knows that he was on the Manhattan Project, helped create the atomic bomb. But there was also a lot of there was lead up to that, and also a lot of after what happened to him after the war ended, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting just the lead up part, not the aftermath. So, not exactly what I thought. Really good movie overall. Fantastic acting. Great visuals. It is a rated R movie. So, there is nudity, sex scenes in it. But yeah, overall, just a great movie.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm kidding.
I'm glad you agree.
I'm agreeing. That's it. We're done. No. It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't what we got.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. It is very long. And
yeah, it is a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. But the performances, everybody's performance was outstanding. The visuals were really good and really helped drive the story and build up the suspense. I wasn't expecting all of the backstory, and it's a biopic of Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I wasn't fully expecting that much, biography and digging into his personal life.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of weird. Not what I was expecting, but still pretty good. Only thing is, I don't know. For me, it doesn't seem to have a whole lot of rewatch value.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So that kind of puts a little bit of a damper on it, but still pretty good. I might watch it again if I was watching it with somebody who hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, but it's not
but
like
I
one
might
you're
need to
gonna
take a
pop
nap
on a.
before.
It's not one you're gonna pop up on a Sunday because you're just bored. So
Yeah, no, that's definitely you got to save the Sunday when you're bored. Shawshank Redemption.
that's a good choice. Yeah.
Anyway, um, so the beginning when we meet Oppenheimer, it's kind of weird. It's kind of
So does it start with
there was
Oppenheimer, or does it start with Strauss? Because I thought the
um
movie opened up with Strauss in the congressional hearing.
yeah, but I mean it quickly goes to Oppenheimer. I think I don't remember now. There's so much. Okay, so the movie moves back and forth through time a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go like I think you're in the 60s and then you go back to the 20s and then you're jumping around in the timeline quite a
Mm-hmm.
bit. Um it's definitely not a linear story. And then
And
it's
there's
two
also
stories.
multiple perspectives as well.
It's two
So some
perspectives.
yes,
Yeah.
that's still multiple. So you get
Being specific.
Strauss's view of what's going on, played by Robert Downey Jr., who also did a great job, and you also have Oppenheimer's perspective. Yeah, it does feel like two movies, two perspectives that you're jumping back and forth between.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it's set up, and that's why you have the black and white and the color. Um, which was interesting. Um, I don't know. It's interesting, but I don't know if it all being in color would change anything.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, so like remembering like the order that the movie was played in is kind of
Hmm.
difficult. Um, yeah, it starts with Strauss, and then it goes into like, is it who's there was starts with monologue, right? Like Oppenheimer. It's either Oppenheimer monologuing his life or something. I don't remember. I'm
Hmm.
not. Was he
I don't remember who started the monologue. It may have been Oppenheimer.
or was it when he was reading when he was getting interviewed or the hearing?
It was when he was being interviewed. So he was
Yeah,
in a basically a hearing to get his security clearance renewed,
renewed. Yeah,
and he's got a statement, and he starts reading that, which is a monologue that kind of starts
turns in.
off where
Yeah,
he started in college.
yeah. Okay, that's right. Anyway, not that important. But um, so in his early life, I don't know if this part is true or not. There's like a, I don't know. There's just so many facts about his life that Christopher Nolan just turns into um, interesting story. Um, at first, like when he's tries to kill his professor,
Uh huh.
like that, at first I was like, did that say what I think it said? And then I was like, nah, it's probably just something to make him sick. And then
Nope, it was potassium cyanide.
yeah, I was like, he straight up tried to kill his professor, and then he waited like 18 hours. I like he waits, and then he gets up in the morning, and he's like, "Oh crap, I gotta go get
I
that because I
shouldn't
don't
do
want him to
that.
die."
Yeah.
Then he gets like fully dressed.
Yep.
I'm like, "No, wait, I've made a bad decision here. I'm just gonna go get this in my pajamas because, like, yeah, like whether or not that actually happened in real life, I don't know. It could have. Seems weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Anyway, yeah, so there's like a lot of weird facts about his life that just I don't know. It could have been like a 6-part documentary series on the History Channel or something. They probably have one, but um, all that to say, there's like a ton of buildup in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it may have been just my perspective because the movie wasn't what I was expecting. So I'm like, okay, it's got to be building to something. It's got to be building to what I was expecting, and it kind of didn't though. So,
Okay.
um, but I mean, you know, subverting my expectations is hard to do, and have me still enjoy it. Um, yeah. So,
But yeah, but a lot of his backstory, a lot of his early life when he's in college and meeting all these physicists
mhm,
and quantum theory
mechanics and stuff.
people,
Yeah, I don't know.
um, it is just kind of back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
So it is a fast paced beginning of the movie because you're
yeah,
looking at one thing, then it's on to the next, on to the next
yeah. Because
before
he's
you
like
get.
jumping around Europe and stuff, going to all
Mhm.
these different schools, lecturing, and then
And then the bulk of the story picks up, I don't know, 30 minutes in, 30,
I have
45
no
minutes
idea.
in, when uh when Matt Damon's character shows up and starts talking about the Manhattan Project. That's when the bulk of the movie kind of picks up there.
Yeah, yeah. Then they're doing all of the. I guess one thing is I didn't realize how long they had spent in development.
Yeah, it
I didn't
was like
realize it was
4 or
like
5
three
years.
years.
Yeah.
Well, they were in Los Alamos for like 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, before they actually tested.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't. I don't know. Never thought about it. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
there is also a lot of during his backstory where he was sympathizing with the American Communist Party, which becomes a big deal later in the movie.
oh gee, you think
Yeah,
being a communist is a big deal in America?
yeah,
Yeah, but it wasn't just the communists either. It was like all kinds of people that a smart person probably wouldn't have associated with,
okay,
whom yeah, running in some weird circles.
that's for sure.
He's trying to do like, what was he trying to do? Start
He was trying to
unions,
unionize the
the
professors
faculty.
on college campuses.
Yeah, and I don't know, all kinds of like doing stuff for like the Spanish Revolution or something.
Yeah, sending money to the Spanish Revolution through the American Communist Party.
Yeah, it's like okay, and you wonder why your government's like,
Hey,
are
should we really
you?
trust you?
Should we
Yeah.
trust you? Yeah. Um. So. Um. Okay. So, what did you think about the black and white thing?
So I heard a couple theories on the black and white. So the first one I heard was the black and white is what was verifiably provable, and then the color was more opinion piece.
Hmm.
But then I read something else that said the black and white was when the story was from Strauss's perspective, and the color was from Oppenheimer's perspective. The second one
Yeah.
makes a whole lot more sense.
Well, that's what Nolan said.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw a thing, and it's Christopher Nolan was saying that black and white was everything from everybody else's perspective, and then the color was from Oppenheimer's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I liked it. I mean, it's a creative way to tell a story.
Yeah, it's a visual way to divide up the different aspects of the story, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It took a second or two to adjust the first couple times it happened, just because when you're watching a color movie, you're not expecting it to go black and white.
Yeah, it's not the
And
1940s anymore.
and when it's a black and white movie, you're not expecting all of a sudden to be color. So
Yeah,
first couple times it happened, it got jarring, but then after 2, 3 times, I settled in and I was like, okay, I got it.
and it happens a lot. I don't know how much of the movie's in black and white, but quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was cool. I guess um, different artistic approach to
Mm-hmm.
storytelling.
Yep.
Um, okay, so do you think they went to, I don't know, I feel like I was just getting a whole bunch of facts about his life, and I'm like, all right, do I need all of these facts? Like, could we like shorten this movie just a smidge and it still be just as good?
Well, I think all the facts were there for a purpose to show you one, he is a flawed individual, and two, when he's going through the security clearance hearing, kind of seemed like they were intentionally going after him for mistakes or flaws that were in his past. So I think each fact that they brought up was relevant to that specific hearing and
Well, yeah,
building. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they weren't irrelevant facts for the most part. The Okay, so like I don't know. I didn't before watching this. Like I said, didn't know a whole lot about Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really care that much.
Yeah.
Okay, he was the father of the atomic bomb. I don't care. Right? He's not. I'm not like, oh, Oppenheimer's so cool because he created the atomic bomb. Okay, it's cool. Way to go. Good job. Like, um, oh, dang it, his name just popped out of my head.
Okay. What did he do?
The guy that he didn't invent it, but he discovered penicillin.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of that guy's name.
Yeah, I'm not like, oh, hey, he's really cool. You know, he's an amazing guy. But like coming away from this movie, I'm like, wow, Oppenheimer really sucks. It's kind of a douche.
Okay.
Like big time douche. Like I would not be friends with that guy. I'd be like, that guy, you need to go over there, please. Don't talk to me, sir. You're despicable.
Okay.
Like, okay, because in the movie, he tried to kill his professor,
Yeah.
attempted murder, one right there. Um, he had one, two, three. Well, at least three affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Took his
one of
kid
them,
and had somebody watch his kid for who knows how long.
well, yeah, it seemed like his wife was having issues.
Yeah, but
So,
still.
kitty, I, I don't know. Like,
Like, how do you abandon your kid for a year or two? I don't get that.
well, they didn't say it was a year or two.
It seemed like that was the case. I mean, I don't know for sure.
No, it couldn't have been that long because as soon as Los Alamos was built, her and the daughter went to Los Alamos.
Yeah, but it looked like the baby was like 2 years old by that point.
Yeah, but that's just actors. They just have to get people. I don't
Okay.
think. I don't think it was that long.
All right. I mean, it could
I
have not
don't
been.
know, but I mean, just could have just been a big fat baby too.
That's fair.
Um, what what I thought was hilarious though was that he just sat his kid in the back seat of the car.
Yep.
Oh, it's like you gotta love the '40s when safety was not that big of a concern.
Right.
It's like, man, those are the good old days. You could just get in a car and drive, and you didn't have to worry about your car dinging at you because you didn't put your seatbelt on.
Yep.
Ugh. Anyway, okay. Um, so he's an adulterer. He's a
Mm-hmm.
communist. Um, he like relationships are like weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't. There was other things that were not very reputable. Um,
But yeah, all around,
I
who's
don't know.
not a good guy. He's not a hero to be looked up to.
Yeah, but they kept. I wasn't sure if the movie was trying to say he should be or shouldn't be, or it's up to you whether or not you want to think he is or not. I don't
Yeah,
know if no Christopher Nolan was trying to spin
I
it
don't think so. I think he
or
was just putting out facts about this guy,
yeah,
or potential
just
facts, because I
here
don't
is
know how
the
much is
dirty truth.
true.
The
Yeah.
truth is dirty, and history
And I mean,
is not clean.
yeah, and it's
So
filled with flawed people
yeah,
because nobody is a perfect person. So,
but well, like with Oppenheimer, it's not a redemption story. Like he's not.
right.
They're not. He didn't do all this stuff. And he's like, you know what, guys? I'm really sorry. I'm really stupid. I did all that. And then like he fixes it. Like he's just a very flawed person who was able to be a part of the probably thousands of people that were developing the first atomic bomb,
Mm-hmm.
or happened to be the lead, whatever, lead scientist. Okay, the bomb. What
Uh-huh.
did you think about the bomb? Because there's
Uh,
a lot of suspense and a
mm-hmm.
lot of buildup and a lot of tension.
Right.
What did you think about it? Because it, I don't even know what I think because it's weird.
I'm confused by your question,
Okay.
but I mean, the fact is that they made the bomb in the movie. They test it, and
No, no, no. Okay, okay. The explosion in the movie.
uh-huh.
What did you think about that?
I was getting to that, but thank you for
Well, I
interrupting.
was clarifying my question because you said you didn't understand. I'm not talking about like the atomic bomb, the explosion in the movie where they were like, "This is gonna be epic," and then I'm like,
I mean, it is a massive accomplishment in the movie, and so I get why people were excited, but you would also think that they'd show. They didn't have anybody saying, "Hey, there is moral questions with creating this." I mean, they had like two
"You're not
people.
answering. I don't think you're understanding the question."
I am. I think the explosion in the movie was cool, but it kind of irritated me that nobody working on it raised any moral questions. Hey, should we be doing this? Should we create this? What is the outcome? Like when the explosion happened, everybody in the movie, every character that you see on screen was excited about it. Nobody was contemplative of what it would mean moving forward.
Uh huh. I don't know. I think they were
I don't think so.
because they were trying to do all the petitions and
Right,
and
but
all
those
that
were
stuff.
not people at Los Alamos. Like everybody at Los Alamos that they showed when the explosion happened were happy and high-fiving and partying and talking about how great it was. The people working in Chicago, I think, were the ones who, according to the movie, did the petition.
Right, but remember the horse, like the scene where he's like riding on the horse, and then he goes into the building where they're having a meeting, and he's like, they're like
Well, yeah,
trying to,
because they wanted the bomb to use on Germany, and when Hitler died, that's when they said, "Hey, we should probably stop."
right,
But when the actual explosion happened in the movie, everybody was excited about it. That's all they showed was everybody being excited that they were able to achieve this result.
okay, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Um, I mean, if I don't know, would you be working on it if you had moral problems with it?
Would I be working on it? Absolutely not.
Right. So people who are working on it probably didn't have moral problems with it because you don't hire the people that have moral problems with it.
Okay.
Just saying.
But you would think, knowing what
But
it was going to be used for, there may be some self reflection once they achieved it. You would think at least one person.
well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they didn't show anything like that. But it was from Oppenheimer's perspective, right?
Right. I mean, that's fair.
So from his perspective, maybe everybody was excited about it, but then they showed him like kind of having second doubts, having doubts and
Yeah,
second guessing.
after they bombed Japan.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know if he had second doubts about that. I think he
No, like,
just
there
could feel the
were.
weight of it.
Right. But
Yeah.
that's the only part was afterwards, after Japan was bombed.
Yeah, that's when the weight of it hit him.
Correct.
But I think I don't know. Um like throughout the movie, like the building of it is isn't necessarily to build it to use it. It's to build it because someone else is also building it.
Right.
And they can't be the only ones to have it.
And they can't be
And
the first to have it either.
right. So I think that was part of the time where they're
Hmm.
like, you know, and also, you know, tens of millions of people died in the first 5 years of the 1940s.
Right.
So if you can build a bomb that kills 100,000 people, that stops a war that's killing millions of people.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, but they did. There was There was one guy who was talking about the bombs don't discriminate against combatants and non-combatants, women
Right.
and children.
Hmm.
Um, that's the only problem with large-scale destructive devices like this. But
Hmm.
that wasn't really my point.
Okay.
I was under the impression that the bomb, the explosion in the movie, was going to be this, was going to, destroy the screen
Okay.
and it was going to be like, super exciting and amazing and, you're going to feel it and see it and taste it I was like, okay, it's kind of cool, but not what I was expecting. Maybe it was that.
What was that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Like, so what did like what were your were you expecting something more?
I mean, I thought it was fine for what it was because it was just a practical effect explosion. So, I mean, it's not like they can make a nuke and set it off and capture exactly what it looks like. Thought it was an okay representation. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I don't know. I was hearing all kinds of hype about the explosion.
Okay.
So I was thinking it was gonna. I mean, it was kind of cool, but and the test is at night, so you don't get the big mushroom cloud. Which I don't need the big mushroom cloud. I wasn't expecting that, but I thought there was gonna be. I don't know the way people talking about it. Um, you know, the whole, the theater next to yours would hear your explosion, but
Okay.
it went silent, and you just hear him breathing while it's doing, you know, the detonation. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but then you hear the blast of shockwave 30 seconds, a minute later.
No, I mean, okay. You hear the shockwave later, it's not that long after. Because it's only 2 miles.
I don't think it was. I thought they said it was like 20 miles away.
The camp was 20 miles away. They had outposts set up at 10,000 yards, and then they had the other, like the main city where everybody lived was 20 miles away.
Okay.
And even still, it wouldn't take it 30 seconds to get there.
Okay, I'm just saying movie time, it seemed like 30 seconds or more.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I was sitting there like, I'm like, oh yes, we're gonna get this explosion, and then it goes quiet,
Okay.
kind of like Star Wars, but the uh, was it the eighth movie, where they light speed through the other ship
Oh, no, that was
and the
7, which was
theater goes
dumb.
silent. Whatever,
No,
I don't know.
it was 7 or 8, but it was dumb either way.
Yeah, but it's shocking, right? It shocked you, whereas this one I was just like, meh.
Okay.
So overall, not really impressed with the explosion of the testing of the atomic bomb.
All right.
All right.
So, how did you feel about Robert Downey Jr., his Strauss character, and the confirmation hearing he was going through?
Um. mm, so I guess the first half of the movie, you don't really know why it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Which. So, yeah, you just don't know why it matters. So you're just watching. You're like, okay, I guess I'm gonna find out what happened with Oppenheimer, and they keep talking about his incidents or whatever. Um. And then you find out that he's also a douchebag,
Yep.
for lack of a better word. Um, because he's holding a grudge against Oppenheimer because Oppenheimer is a douchebag.
Right.
So they're, I don't know, basically friends that became enemies because they're both
Yeah.
douchebags.
But doing it in a very underhanded way where you don't realize that the person is your enemy.
I mean, his wife knew,
Yeah, his wife figured it out.
but that's why he's stupid.
Okay, fair point.
um, because what was that? That was in the early 50s.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So at this point, early 50s, he's been in the political realm
Mm-hmm.
for a decade.
Okay.
And he's still doing stupid stuff. And he's still getting caught. And he hasn't figured out who his friends are or not to trust people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, That's his fault. And then Strauss, um, just a politician, so he's playing the game to win,
Hmm.
and he's rigged the game to try to, he's got an ace up his sleeve.
Doesn't end up working for him though.
Yeah, because he got stupid and told on himself
Correct.
to the guy who was supposed to be helping him. They didn't really go into it, but
Right.
it seemed like his advisor called up that guy and was like, "Hey, you want to throw him under the bus? Because that'd be hilarious."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but there are no heroes in this movie. Every person, every main character is flawed. And it was kind of refreshing to see a movie that lets you know that every person isn't perfect. Because so many times when we're watching movies, there's one person who is good, like through and through. So that's
well,
not
I mean,
that's not life.
I don't know. I don't know if that's what I got from this because they only touch on a few people's personal lives. Like
Yeah, but we
Matt
see
Damon.
we see Oppenheimer wasn't perfect. We see his wife Kitty wasn't perfect. You got Robert Downey Jr. who isn't perfect. He was a big part of the movie. Um, Matt Damon's character has some flaws as well. So I feel
But
like
like
that's
what?
he had a
There
lot.
wasn't anything about that character where I was like, that guy's a douchebag.
I mean, he had a lot of anger issues. There were a couple times where he flew off the handle.
Okay.
Okay,
I'd rather take somebody who gets angry every once in a while to attempted murderer and adulterous man whore.
okay. But I'm just saying, every person in the movie had some sort of, every main character in the movie had some kind of flaw, which was nice and refreshing to see.
Um, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, um, so yeah, you mentioned it at the beginning, but also was completely blindsided by the sex scenes and the nudity.
Yep.
like, like I was not expecting that. It wasn't even like it didn't even occur to me that this was rated R.
Uh-huh.
Um, because usually there's always a hint of that in the
In
trailers,
the previous, yeah.
but and so I think there were 3 scenes,
Yep.
um, and like they just it's shocking because you're just going along in the movie and then there's like bam sex scene,
Right.
like cut, and then we're having sex, like it's weird, um, and off like I don't know, it was just strange
Yeah.
to just kind of throw it in there. Um, and they did that twice, where it was just like cut and then nudity.
Mm-hmm.
The last one was kind of um, what's the word? I don't know if fascinating is the right word. It's definitely weird, but it's also like
But yeah, but
interesting.
it was when they're in the interrogation or the security clearance review,
Yeah.
and they're asking him about this woman that he had an affair with who was a known communist.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask him, hey, did you spend the night with her? And
What was her name?
I don't remember.
Just keep going.
But yeah, so they ask him, hey, did you spend the night with her? Basically, did you guys hook up that night? And you see him sitting there in the chair, fully clothed, and then they pan the camera around, and he's sitting there without clothes on, and then he says yes, and you get the
Yeah.
perspective from his wife Kitty, who then is picturing this person he's having an affair with on top of him.
Hmm.
So it was interesting. I mean, I can
Yeah.
imagine it would be very uncomfortable to be in that position, having to talk about a sexual relationship in front
Yep.
of a complete room of people.
Yeah. And it was just weird. Like, see, so that one they kind of led into
Uh
because he's clothed, sitting there interviewing clothed, and then the camera rolls around, and then he's naked, and I was like, wait, what? I was like,
huh.
oh, okay. They're just like showing him like being completely
Exposed,
vulnerable and
vulnerable,
open.
right?
Yeah. And then she showed up and I was like, "Oh, okay. You're getting a little graphic." And then she's like just staring down his wife, Kitty.
Yep.
I can't find that lady's name um in here.
All right, that's nice.
Oh, Jean Tatlock.
Okay.
I don't know what she really brought to the story other than being another black mark on his life.
Yeah, I mean, it was just to, I think, really solidify his communist affiliations.
Hmm. And then they kind of hinted that maybe she was murdered.
Yeah, they hinted at it,
Yeah,
but the official story was that she committed suicide.
right. But it may have been uh, an
A forced
FBI
suicide?
suicide.
Yeah,
Yeah, FBI suicide. Maybe she knew the Clintons. Um,
possibly.
um, anyway, yeah. So that was weird. Um, but I don't know.
But I mean, it was part of the movie, so
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I think it worked in the context of the story. I think the movie was good overall. I enjoyed it. Like we mentioned at the beginning, the acting, the directing, everything is top notch. So I definitely recommend going to see it at least once. Um, Yesterday in our spoiler-free review, I gave it an 8.1, and I still feel good with that rating.
Yeah. I think even though like the back and forth in time, um, and the two different perspectives of the film and the story, I think it's relatively easy to follow. You don't get lost,
Hmm.
um, like you did with Tenant. Like I don't understand what's going on at all. Christopher Nolan, what are you doing? Um, you can follow this storyline. Uh, so I think it's well told in that aspect. Um, I enjoyed all of the actors. There were some rather funny parts that
Hmm.
um, still crack me up now. Don't let that crybaby back in here.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh man, he handed him a tissue. Like, oh, you need to wipe the blood off your hands.
Yeah.
Um, and my only thing is the length of the movie, and then after after they detonate the bomb, um, there's like what, another 45 minutes,
Yeah, something like that.
and at like during that there's just a lot of talking,
Hmm.
and I think that, I don't know, it was good. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
So, but Yeah, I think what did I say? 8-2, 8-3
You
yesterday.
said 8-3 yesterday.
Okay, yeah, at 8-3 for sure is um definitely a solid rating for the movie, and anyone that's you know mature enough to watch a rated R movie should give it a watch. Some people are calling it his magnum opus. I don't know about that because he ain't dead yet.
Yeah.
So Christopher Nolan, that is. So hopefully not. Hopefully, and that's the thing with Christopher Nolan. Like his movies are either really good or really bad. So I mean, for me anyway. Um, and I think I'm done.
Yeah, I mean that pretty
So with
much
that,
covers it. So
if you enjoyed the show, give us a like and a subscribe. Leave us any comments, feedback. Let us know what we should review next, or anything: movies, television, comic books, whatever. Let us know, and we'll catch you guys next time.